Yes. So I don't know that this is a good case either. What they have charged here, we don't know. But if it's a felony, it's a two-part crime that the prosecutor has to show. And part one is the bookkeeping fraud, and that they likely can show. They can likely show that paying Michael Cohen and not for hush money was not properly put on the books, and that was likely knowingly not proper on the books. And based on those facts alone, that is a misdemeanor. Now, to make it a felony, they need part two of that crime. And part two of that crime is where you are losing so many lawyers in thinking that this is a winnable case. Because part two of that crime requires a separate crime. It requires that that bookkeeping fraud was put on the books for a second crime. And that second crime appears to be a little unknown. Was it tax evasion? Was it an election fraud? And both of those, which are the most speculative, most likely crimes, are federal crimes. And this is a state charge. So then you're getting a little lost in who has jurisdiction over that second crime and how Bragg shows that second crime.
Yeah, indictment, more likely than not, a crime was committed by the individual is the standard. And I'm just sort of playing this out, but there's a lot. I have to think that there's a lot of possible legal maneuvering, and we say that with the umbrella thought that even Trump's lawyers appear to be totally caught off guard. One Trump lawyer texting that they were in chaos right now as they were trying to figure out a response to this because they did not think this was coming. But either way, that there's a number of steps, is there not, that Trump's attorneys could take in turning and asking a judge to throw certain things out. You brought up jurisdiction over whether the secondary crime that raised it to a felony would be a federal crime, therefore saying Alvin Bragg doesn't have jurisdiction, asking a judge to dismiss those charges. I'm thinking over the next 72 hours, or certainly now, since the courts are closed Saturday, Sunday, into Monday and Tuesday of next week, that there's a lot of maneuvering to be done.
There is a lot of maneuvering to be done. I think the first step, though, is that Trump has to appear. His lawyers are certainly threatening that they will get this dismissed and that there would be nothing that they could win. But right now, before any of that maneuvering is done in court, Trump is going to have to appear in court in front of the judge for his arraignment. And then that kicks off the case. So what is happening right now?
I say this, and I'm always careful at times like this of declarative sentences, because we really don't know. I mean, in the same way, if everybody agrees to a remote hearing of some type, or all sorts of different options out there, I want to be very careful in the declarative sentences, because we really don't know what's going to happen or what Bragg and Trump will agree to, do we?
Well, by appear, I mean he means likely to make an appearance. So I don't know as to self-surrendering, as to when that would happen. I think that it will be what is safe for the community and what is safe for Trump himself. I think all of those considerations will come into play as to how they take these next steps, step by step, and when that appearance would be made. Generally, in a criminal case, yes, it does have to be a personal appearance because he has to enter a plea. So maybe he would be on video. That's possible. But Trump has to make an appearance, very likely.
Rachel, I just got about 2 sentences of time left, but I just want to double check with you. My memory is that New York does not allow cameras in the courtroom. Do I have that right?
In state court, I don't think they do.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.